All right, guys. So today I'm going to do a review of Ian Koniak's course. It's called Untap Your Sales Potential. Just to give you some context to who he is, he's a influencer. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here you go. So this is Ian Koniak. His affirmation is I'm a kind, loving, humble in spirit. I'm hardworking, focused, and disciplined in action. I respect, listen, and stay present with others. I lead by example, and I serve with all of my heart, and I put God's will before my own. So, to provide a little bit more context, I met Ian at a conference here. So I'm not accidentally sharing this. Share screen window. There you go, and then I can. Okay, cool. This will work. Share this window. Actually, before I do that, let me provide context. So I met Ian at the Sales Success Summit in Austin, Texas, where he was very vulnerable and shocked and talked a lot about his struggles with addiction, with pornography, alcoholism, success, and he was super vulnerable. So on that spot in October of 2022, I decided to join his program. So he's a really good dude. And what I'm sharing with you is going to be pretty vulnerable. So just a warning for people who don't like to go there. Really good dude. And so I'll do an honest review of his course, what I got out of it, what is Untap Your Sales Potential. So I'll share my screen and share a little bit more about that. And you'll get the full picture on my honest review on his course. So Ian is very successful. He's one of the LinkedIn's top voices, which means every one of his posts he gets thousands of comments and likes, and he's an influencer in the sales world. He was the number one sales rep at Salesforce, so that's his credibility. And I'll be sharing with you my experience working with him. So it's been 18 months into the program, and I've gotten a lot out of it. And I'll share with you like more specifically what I got out of it. But first, I want to share with you what is the program and how he breaks down all the different buckets. Right. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you. So his program is called Untap Your Sales Potential. So basically, if you look at the product, well, there's a lot of different products. So there's the modules that he has is called welcome to, so that's like a welcome video, the mindset of sales champions, the habits of sales champions, fundamental of strategic sales, the science of sales, paving your path to success, territory management, account planning. So I'll go through each one of these. So why is it important? Like why did I join this program in the first place, right? So just to give context, so I joined because I wanted to make more money. At that time, I was making like around like 100 and well, when I first joined when I started listening to Scott Ingram's podcast, I was making like maybe around like 65 to $78,000 a year. And from listening to a lot of these sales influencers, I was able to triple my income within the matter of 5 years. So I was able to make from 75K to eventually 200K. And then the last 3 years, I was able to make 200K. And that's US dollars, just for context. So um, yeah, what would be helpful? Okay, so the first thing is mindsets of sales champions, right? So what he does is he breaks it down to why mindset matters. You have a workbook that you can download, obviously for confidential because it's proprietary. He helps you find your why, and then there's an exercise like what needs to change, like why do I want to hustle and work hard, right? What's important? How do I visualize success? And then I'm also able to create my 1 year vision, and then how to be 100% all in. And then he has exercises for each of these. Living a life of integrity, which just means like we're true to our words and we do what we say we're going to do. How to work with mentors, how to find a mentor at work, how to focus on revenue generating activities, how to focus on that, the power of belief, selling to executives. So I'm not going to bore you with all of the details, but I'll just talk to you more specifically together, right? So I'll go to my intake form. You guys could see that. So we had our first call this is October 18th of 2022, just to show you progress. So some of my goals, and it's interesting, right? Because Oh, and this is the intake form. So he'll ask me like, "Hey, like, what are my goals in terms of health, relationships, career, finances, and habits, right? And what is my future vision?" So at the time, this is about 18 months ago, I said I was like a 7 out of 10. Now I would say I'm at like a 8.5 out of 10. So that's good to reflect upon this. So this is why this exercise is helpful, right? So I could see that. I'll just put like a note, March 27 of 24. I'm at a 8.5 out of 10. Finances, which is the weakest. Oh, did I even put personal well-being? Oh, I guess I didn't put it, but all right. So let's just fill it out now. This would be, I would say now I'm like a 7 out of 10. So to 7 out of 10. Finances. Well, all right. It's just so I don't bore you with all the details. I just talked about with Ian. What are my goals? CrossFit. I definitely made a lot of progress there. I was actually able to do RX. I was able to reach my goals. I love podcasting, writing books, which I've made significant progress with the books since then. Have a deeper relationship with my wife, which I didn't expect that this is what I would get out of working with Ian, but it has been one of the best things, like being able to get that from working with him. So, and feel free to ask me any questions if you have any questions. And yeah, so you think you come here for sales, but really what he does is he helps me be able to build better habits, be able to talk about like really personal things. So being able to work on my YouTube channel, like that was like a really big goal. So I definitely made a ton of progress there. I did not reach my goal of 400K worth of income, but I'm building a business which will get me one step closer towards that, right? So a lot of these questions is just asking a little bit more of what's holding me back, right? Like being too externally motivated, not getting good sleep. So I have been getting better sleep, so that's good to see the progress. So this is why this exercise is good because I get to like see my progress over time, and then yeah, so I wrote something about like there's a lot of white men who are in leadership positions. So it's interesting because I have definitely gotten over that mindset hurdle, and he's helped me a lot with that. So um cool. So the first call is just onboarding. He just like really just making going through these and just getting an understanding of where I'm at and what's going on. So the first call was in November of 2022. So this is when I was in between jobs. So because he worked at Salesforce, we talked about like a lot of the opportunities I had at LinkedIn to potentially go back to LinkedIn. I was interviewing there. So he helped me be able to see that my father, like I had a disempowering story that my father never loved me. So, and then he saw that I would benefit from having a spiritual practice. So that was good. So the second call was which was to prep for my interview with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. He was able to help me with a lot of like create my 30-60-90 plan, right? How to segment accounts. So that was really helpful. I had a lot of confidence. Unfortunately, LinkedIn ended up having some layoffs, so they ended up closing the role, but it was really helpful actually. And then the third call was so I did back to back because in this time I was in between. Well, yeah, I was just starting a new job, so he helped me like be able to see. So this is one I was. Let me see. So I just talked about like what are my values, right? My connection with others, living life to the fullest, optimism, authenticity, health and fitness, compassion, service, and contribution. So the things that were out of alignment with my values was like drinking, like I wouldn't say I was drinking a lot, right? But just like spending money for egotistical reasons, like showing off, like just basically, hey, look at me, look at how cool I am, right? So the reason why I guess I was overcompensating is because I moved around a lot. Like I lived in 34 different places, so not a lot of stability. I was physically hit by my dad. So what I do is like I'll seek connection, and then I protect myself by leaving companies once I've won like employee of the month and stuff like that. So he was able to help me see that I like basically I was having a lot of like YOLO behavior. So the pattern of how I'm how I'm beating myself up is I was being judgmental, forceful. I was needing acceptance. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? And I was being egocentric, right? Like I was the shit and I was embarrassing my wife, being obnoxious, just doing a lot of like attention seeking, right? So on the fourth call, this is in 2023 now. I was able to just turn off my phone and just be more present and just work on um, having like healthier practices. So like I stopped drinking. I was in recovery, and then I watched this documentary that really made a big difference on me. So um, and then the fifth coaching call was just talking about like my base salary, my variable, my OTE, like how much money I was making. And so how was I able to do that, right? Like how do I reach my goals? So we were able to like go through the metrics on how I was able to reach that. So just breaking down the numbers was helpful because I was not a very like an analytical person. So if I was to close this much, I would make this much in compensation, right? So, like, what activities was I doing? So, in March 2023, he helped me develop my spiritual practice, which was and this is through a series of calls. It's a 60-minute call with Ian, and I was able to like just reflect on like when I'm with nature, when I'm in water. It really like makes me happy. And basically, when I'm spiritually grounded, like I'm performing much better, right? So these are the activities that helped, like just being present with my wife, hiking with my wife on the weekends, walking in the park. So he noticed that I was not having a lot of balance, and the thing that would make the biggest difference is simple practices like just watching sunsets, like doing daily meditation, listening to Tony Robbins, so getting back into that habit. And ultimately that my big mission is to have kids, right? So this is me scoring where I was out of 5 in terms of like I was in a much lower place in a lot of these. um, and then April 2024, 2020, April 12th, 2023, which is our seventh call, we were able to work on prospecting strategy. So he helped teach me how to leverage ChatGPT, which I use a lot to just be able to send like more thoughtful emails. So we spent some exercise doing that. What are some of the key benefits? Just dissecting it and being a little bit more thoughtful. So that was a helpful exercise. So yeah, these are some of the email templates that we were able to create together. And May 2023. Oh crap. So unfortunately, this is when I was let go because they cut the whole Fortune Connect division. So we talked a lot about different job opportunities, and I was just sharing him a lot of the offers that I was getting, and or that I was interviewing for. So we talked a lot about career. And what is this? Um, oh, pods. So we talked a lot about like networking, yeah, a lot more spirituality types of conversations. And oh, cool. So this is when he introduced me to the Brand Builders group, which is this like amazing community that like has helped me a lot as as I was like starting to think about transitioning to my coaching business. So he helped me be able to set better practices and just plan, like have a better routine. So we built out a strong routine that worked for us, right? What am I currently doing, and what would be a more like a more empowering way, like what would be more empowering practices. So September 5th, he helped me be able to dissect my Enneagram, which helped me realize that I'm an enthusiast, which just helped me be able to understand like what makes me tick and just little nuances that help me be a lot more have a lot more self-awareness. And then on 20 oh that was on my wife's birthday. He reviewed that and then we went over it, right, which basically said that I'm a really strong enthusiast, and like what I loved doing was like reading biographies, Steve Jobs biographies, Benjamin Franklin, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Phil Knight. Like these are people that I really look up to, and that helped me stay motivated. And he helped me see that I was really passionate. So these are some of the courses that I should review. And it's funny that I'm finally doing this review like 6 months later, but he was onto something, but I was just being too stubborn and kind of got distracted due to shiny object syndrome. But at least I'm doing it now, right? So I'm happy about that. Um, so the reason why my confidence is through the roof is because you're helping others, right? So he helped me be able to see that my uniqueness is that I'm fearless. So a lot of it was when I'm in a funk, like Ian really helped me get on track and just be able to help me have confidence in myself. So yeah, and then from this is when I started the part-time YouTuber Academy and started doubling down and being a YouTuber. So we went into that and just talked about potential course ideas. And yeah, so this is when I was like seeking, I was about to accept some offers. So he helped me around some of that. Um, and then so 2024 was our coaching call, and basically he helped me see like how courageous I was being, helped me see how big of a heart I had. And then on the March, which was the most recent, well, the second most recent call, he helped me be able to create a wait list form, help me build out my side hustle, and help me see to focus on my main hustle, right? And then on the last call, which was this 2024, I'll just put 2024, he was able to help me launch my first net mastermind. So he helped me create the copy to be able to be more vulnerable, to have more compelling, um, compelling copywriting essentially, right? So he helped me be able to figure out like what am I, what problem am I solving for, which is to be able to help people, and then yeah, I'm helping people be able to set boundaries, like people who struggle with being able to say no. The pain is like a lot of the people that listen to my content that are part of my community are feeling overwhelmed, they're unfulfilled, they're stressed out, and they're, whether they're not, they're feeling like they're having marital issues, they're struggling with sleep, they're unhealthy. And so he just said, like, just share stories about how I was able to overcome this. So that's in a nutshell what I have personally got out of it. Now, let me dig a little bit deeper into like some of these modules, right? And I'll just give you like sort of my takeaways from each of these modules. So, in mindset of sales champions, what I learned from like mindset is everything. Like to focus on, if we have really good mindset, like we have such bigger goals and aspirations, and it all comes down to mindset at the end of the day. Habits, he was able to help me see that um like if we set up, because we're only going to be as successful as our weakest link, right? So if our weakest link is that, our health is off, or our marriage is not doing as well, right? Or we're not spending time with the kids or whatever it is, right? So he helped me be able to see, hey, what are my current habits and what are habits that I can shift to be a bit more productive, right? And then fundamental of strategic sales is more of like just how do I be a more strategic in bringing in different stakeholders so that I could ultimately sell a lot more. The science of selling is just like talking about like the data, like the math behind everything, to how to, like, let's say I want to make 275,000, right? Like how many deals I need to sell, and just like working through the numbers. And that's like how many phone calls, how many activities, how many meetings I'm supposed to have. What's my close ratio? The territory management is just like how can I be smarter about where I spend my time. Mastering your message is just like really having a strong point of view and like what is Davidson's unique point of view that will add value with the people that I'm working with. Prospecting to power is just like not wasting time, working with people who ultimately aren't doesn't make any sense. Impactful executive conversations is like how do I how do I have more confidence in myself to be able to deliver value to executives. Winning with deep discovery is how do I ask better questions to be able to unlock insights that will help me build a better business case. So you need, even if you're not in sales, like a lot of these are super valuable. Stories that sell, like how do I tell stories that will resonate? Closing the complex sale, like how do I not be afraid and stand true to my value and be able to not discount, but actually by offering value, be able to make more money. So yeah, just wanted to share with you my takeaways. Leave any comments. I can make videos based on the comments that you guys provide below. And yeah, overall, I just want to say thank you, Ian, and I love you, my brother. Cheers.